Teoscar, you seem to be very, very good at baseball here. Of course, we saw the home run today. Tell me why? What is it like playing here?
I don't know. The atmosphere here is really good. I like when the fans get into the game. Obviously, we got a lot of fans from LA. The Boston fans, they're really good. This is why this is one of my favorite places to play. It's just like it gets me excited and takes everything out of me.
You had a multi-hit game the other day, the home run against Akel today off that second pitch. One, what were you looking for? And two, do you feel like something's starting to get going for you offensively?
Yeah, my timing is getting close to be as good as I want. Now I'm not missing a lot of pitches in the strike zone. I'm putting it in play. So that's what I'm looking for. Just trying to get as many pitches in the strike zone and just try to put a good swing on it.
It's no secret you guys have been looking to get things going as a group. For this win, a complete win, what did you see from the pitching, the defense, the offense, and even how this game was closed out?
It takes a little bit of everything. We put some good at-bats today, a lot of walks, a lot of two-strike hits. When the situation comes, we get the big hit. So, and the pitching was there. Defense, we didn't get a lot of action today, but the pitching do their job. We actually do their job too.
Teoscar, congratulations on this win today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Or we had talked a lot over the last few weeks how Teoscar Hernandez really hasn't looked like the same guy that we saw last year or even the same guy we saw the first month of the season post-groin injury. But tonight was a really good sign. You talked about it right there. He feels like his timing's getting back. And, boy, he just loves swinging the bat at Fenway. His 15th career home run there in Boston.
Since going on the IL, he hasn't been the same guy. And a lot of times you start to analyze, okay, he's not going the opposite field. He's not getting the big hits. He's not on time. Well, a hitter will tell you, and I can't wait for Jerry to talk about it, but when you are on time, all of a sudden you use the whole field.
Absolutely. And listen, obviously we talk about baseball being a rotational sport, especially in the batter's box. Well, it's also an explosive sport. When you're battling injuries, especially that groin area, midsection, that hurts a little bit. You cannot explode through the baseball. That swing was Teoscar-esque. Exploding, powerful, short, compact. Hopefully this is a sign for great things the rest of the second half.
And coming up, we're going to break down Emmett Sheehan's night. He picks up his second win of the season, but also the other New England native, Jerry Ben Casparis. This is a guy that Oral and others have talked about possibly getting some save opportunities while Tanner Scott's on the IL. He was coming off a really rough outing against the Minnesota Twins, but he got the job done tonight.
Well, here he makes a mistake. He knows that. Ben makes a mistake, 1-2, a hanging breaking ball. But outside than this was a great outing for Casparis, getting his first career save. Look at that fastball, tying up the hitter in her half, Tommy Edman. Incredible play, going toward the third base line, throwing across your body, getting the speedy runner. Great play. But more importantly, strikes are imperative coming out of that bullpen.
Yeah, the Dodgers only walked, two guys. They got 3 walks themselves, so they out-hit them. They out-walked them. I think they outplayed them. These guys, these young guys, especially when the bullpen was going bad, remember against Milwaukee, they were hanging all kinds of breaking balls. And when you're trying so hard to turn it around, you want to throw these Hall of Fame breaking balls, and they end up slipping out. And those breaking balls that hang, they've been getting hit. A few less of those today, but still, even there in the 9th inning, some of those breaking balls were overthrown, kind of hanging right there like, oh, they go, hit me, and it's like, please don't.
And I know it's a small sample size, Oral, but for them to have the kind of night they did, the bullpen as a whole, 4 scoreless innings, they didn't walk anybody. They were walking pretty much everybody that seemed like in that series against the Twins, but a great job shutting down the Red Sox all night.
Yeah, the bullpen can be like an emotional compass for a whole team, because if you're not getting it done from the 6th inning on, in my day it was more like the 8th and 9th, but now with starters going only 5 or 6, you need 3 guys at least to pitch well, and that's hard to find. But the rosters are bigger, the bullpen is wider, but they still have to find 3 or 4 guys to come out of there and be really good that night. And you can't be really good if you're walking people, and you can't be really good if you're giving up home runs, and that's what they avoided.
Absolutely. You see the line right there, 4 innings pitch, how many walks? None.
Yep.
You give yourself a chance. You give the defense a chance to help you out, attacking the strike zone. Yes, there was some swing and miss, getting them to chase with 3 strikeouts. But the biggest key, giving yourself a chance, no free passes. Well done.
All right, Dodgers get the win to kick off this 3-game series in Boston. Let's head back to the booth at Fenway Park. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza.
Dodgers start this long road trip with a hard-fought win right here, 5-2 over the Red Sox.
You know, and you think about Teoscar Hernandez, not only the big home run, but also all the hits that led up to that. I mean, the 10 hits, the way that the Dodgers not necessarily smashing the ball, but getting on base, getting the job done.
How about the pitching tonight? Sheehan looked shaky early. He figured it out towards the end of his outing, and then the bullpen scoreless relief work.
Oh, okay, so if we were to talk about this in the third inning, when he gives up those 2 runs, you would have thought a lot more runs were going to come in, and instead, not just Sheehan, but the rest of the bullpen shutting down the Red Sox offense. Totally different game than what you saw in the first 3 innings.
And Ben Casparis getting his first career save to lock it all down. 5-2 the final score. Dodgers get their 3rd win out of their last 4.
Carl's Jr. moment of the game. It came in the 8th inning. Jerry Teoscar Hernandez, 2.
I love the fastball, center cut, and Teoscar Hernandez does not miss it. We talk about light tower power over the bullpen. I'm estimated 433 feet. One more look at it, head down on contact. Great follow through. Teoscar Hernandez has been clutch since he put on that Dodger uniform. Now it looks to me like he is healthy. Teoscar, the Grouch, is back.
Wasn't grouchy today. Not after that home run, after that swing. His 15th of the year, first in more than a month. Let's go back to Fenway Park. Ben Casparis is with Kirsten and the media.
Your first career save would happen to be here at Fenway Ballpark. You grew up coming to. How special was this just for you tonight?
It was pretty cool, you know, especially to do it behind Emmett. You know, we kind of talked about that, hopefully getting into the same game, so it was special and a great way to start the road trip.
What about for you personally? Just a confidence booster, things moving in the right direction?
For sure. You know, tough month, but, you know, I appreciate the coaching staff putting me kind of right back into the fire like that. I felt good coming off the last couple of days, too, so just to get that one under my belt felt great.
Looking to address after this month and just trying to get back to where you were in April and May?
Yeah, I think a lot of it stems off of just some mechanical stuff, obviously some game planning stuff, and at the end of the day, just executing a little bit better and, you know, just getting ahead of guys.
Were you surprised to get the call in the ninth?
No, I just think with how fluid our bullpen is and, you know, guys doing different roles, I think it could be anybody, so I wasn't too surprised, but it was special.
How was the dynamic change down there for all you guys with the comings and the goings?
I think just the expectation is to be ready when your name is called, and, you know, at this point, a lot of guys have done a lot of different things, so we're pretty much ready for, you know, anything.
Is it almost easier to put some of the struggles out of your mind when, like, you come in the ninth and you're just kind of focused on, like, trying to close out the game?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, whether it's I'm coming in the 3rd inning, 4th, 9th, you got to kind of just treat everything the same way and prepare the same every day, and so I think it makes it a little bit easier.
So did you get the ball?
I did get the ball.
What are you going to do with it?
It's going to be framed somewhere, that's for sure. That's for sure.
A lot of people in the stands.
Yeah, I had a lot of family, friends, and again, too, I haven't seen them yet, so it'll be nice to kind of go out to see them.
Was this your first time pitching here?
Yeah, first time pitching here, yeah.
No high school tournaments?
I played here in high school a couple of times, but I don't even think I was a pitcher at that time, so I was playing the infield still.
What a cool moment for Ben Casparis, growing up a huge Red Sox fan, playing at Fenway Park, pitching there, though, for the first time tonight, Oral. And this is an interesting conversation, something you talked about a few days ago once Tanner Scott went down, that maybe we'll see Ben Casparis get some closing opportunities. Would you like to see that going forward?
I would like to see it. What I liked tonight was in those interviews right there, little micro expressions of seeing the kid that used to go to Fenway Park and how he wanted to give you the big smile, but he was playing like I'm a big leaguer and I need to do this interview. But he had a blast, and he had especially the blast with the results. He's going to have the ball. He's going to have it being in his man cave. He's going to go now with his family after doing the interviews and have big smiles. But I will tell you, I played for a guy in AAA named Del Crandall, a big league catcher that was a AAA manager. And he said that some of the best teaching moments are when you get good results, but you really didn't pitch that well. And I think that's what it was for a few of our guys on our staff tonight. There are some teaching moments here where he can go, you know what, a little bit of my bad outing showed up, but I got away with it, so I need to really bear down on these little intricate things, and mainly it is not hanging his slider.
And in a hostile environment. Fenway Park is as good as it gets. Their fans are in your face. Like you said, they're on top of you. You say that bullpen, those guys warming up down there. Jack Dreyer didn't get in the game, but he warmed up a couple times. I saw the fans getting in on him literally right there. So it's a great experience for our young guys. Ben Casparis getting his first save there at Fenway Park. The next save opportunity, he'll be even more prepared.
And we've talked about how good Alex Vesey has been really since the month of May, Jerry. This is the kind of guy where we could see him getting save opportunities, but I think Dave Roberts likes having that weapon to use at any points, in any game, in any big spot, and he came in tonight in the 8th inning.
Listen, when our bullpen is going well, and listen, we know the injuries have been a huge thing, and these guys have had to pitch so many innings. They don't care when they're pitching. It's all about getting outs, whether it's the 7th inning, 6th inning, 9th inning. Vesia, all he cares about is doing his job and making sure he puts out zeros. And if it comes with punching tickets, he's all for that too. So our guys do a tremendous job of making sure they put them in the proper order or give them a chance to succeed, whether it's 6th or the 9th inning. It doesn't matter. These guys go out there ready to do their job.
We are waiting on a guy to get healthy in Blake Trinan, right? I think Alex Vesia is playing the Blake Trinan role now. I think he's playing that guy where wherever we are and the key inning is and the key part of their order, you're getting the ball, Alex. So right now, until Trinan gets back and is on his game, Vesia. But that's how this bullpen's going to back up. Because if Tanner Scott gets healthy and can fill the closer role, or somebody does, now you back it up with Trinan and Vesia and then others like Kasparius, if he can get on a roll, all of a sudden, this Achilles heel of the Dodgers all of a sudden gets healed.
Oral, on the pregame show, we talked about some of the intricacies of this ballpark. There's nothing like Fenway Park for the guys warming up in the bullpen. You had a chance to pitch a few games there. Yeah. You know what it's like. The fans are basically right next to you, and they're heckling, I'm sure, all those Dodgers relievers as they're getting ready to come into the game. What is that like?
It's interesting. You know, what's really interesting is, especially with a name like Oral, I got teased an awful lot, right? so I really, Yankee Stadium, Philadelphia, and Fenway Park were the best places to learn good comebacks. Oh, man. You know, like, what kind of a name is Oral? And I'd yell back, famous! You know, thanks for my Mercedes. So it was like a great place to practice your rebuttals. And the other thing that was really good for is if you could take it the right way, it gives you the right amount of adrenaline. It gives you a right amount of anger, and I'm like, off, and I'm going to go get you. And so thank you for inspiring me, because I was feeling a little tired or I was feeling a little pain. But now after that comment from that 7-year-old, you know, that's the other thing that surprises you about Boston, right? Yes. It's the average age of the kid that's ripping on you. It's usually an adult in another city. There, I don't think they have an age for language.
I'm going to say this. Listen, I played for the Orioles. I came up with the Orioles organization, played for the Yankees, and I've been to Fenway Park so many times. I loved playing there. And Teoscar Hernandez said he loves playing there as well, because the energy is incredible and the fans are very knowledgeable and they get on the opposing team. But guess what? That's how it's supposed to be.
It's like smart humor, too. You're right. They know the game, when to cheer, and they know how to use baseball vernacular in the proper tone.
And from the dugout, the on-deck circle, and then walking to the plate, it's a long walk. So you're kind of by yourself on the on-deck circle. And I remember a year in April, I was hitting about $140. And the fans behind me say, we're not even going to get on you today. You're not even hitting your own weight. You know what I'm saying? So you're playing with us. And I just turned around and started laughing. You know,
we're so glad you're coming up.
All right, Dodgers had 8 strikeouts tonight. You know what that means, Oral. You can celebrate tomorrow. You can go to Jack in the Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with a purchase of a large drink at any LA area restaurants. Today was Emmett Sheehan back home somewhat in New England. He carried the load. He had 5 of those 8 strikeouts. Also got the win. Dodgers 5-2 over the Red Sox. Let's go back to Fenway and hear from Dave Roberts with Kirsten and the media.
Okay.
Dave, I know ahead of the game we talked about Emmett playing here at a stadium, of course, having gone to Boston College, the excitement. How did you see him just settle into this one and really get things going?
You know, it was good early. Then I think he got into a little bit of I think that first at bat, you know, Duran got his pitch count up in that first at bat, and then the stress, I think, in the second or third inning. But it was good to see him, you know, that 4th and 5th inning, be efficient, get through that, and shorten the game for us. And I thought he managed his emotions really well, competed really well, and made pitches when he needed to. And I thought the slider was better than it was his last turn. So, you know, he gave us everything we needed, and, you know, we needed every bit of it.
Talk about how it's important to kind of get things started on a high note, to see this group play a complete baseball game, the pitching, the defense, the offense all coming together. How important is that just to set the tone for a long road trip like this one?
It was good. It was good. I thought the pitching, the defense, the at-bats, Teo obviously had a huge at-bat. I thought, you know, in the beginning part of the game, I thought Teo, Andy taking their walks, really good. Some two-strike hitting was really good. And so, yeah, and even in the ninth inning, I thought that play that Tommy made was a really underrated play, tough play, big spot. And it was good to get Ben out there and get him a save.
Building that inning against Bayo, and even like later on that inning, like doing the double steals, that just kind of byproduct of like where her lineups kind
of. No, that was a miscommunication on my part. That was just a miscommunication on my part. So I'll wear that one. That was a situation where I didn't want him running, but I didn't communicate that well enough.
Did this feel just like another night where the offense is kind of continuing to round back into the form you guys have been expecting?
Yeah, you know what? I think yes. I think that situationally we were good. I thought we did a good job building innings. Like I said earlier, we took some good walks, spoiled some good pitches, and Bayo's one of their guys. So yeah, it is getting back to what we need. And even Miggy Rowe at the bottom, I think he's taking really good at bats. In the last couple weeks too.
How much does it help if Andy and Teo are kind of looking more like themselves?
It's certainly helpful. I think that they're just taking better bats. And, Andy, even the two-strike double in that first at-bat, I thought was a good piece hitting. And then Teo to take a walk, which was big. Walk in a run, I think it was. But, yeah, really good. And after the strikeout, to come back and hit a homer was really good. But, yeah, having those two guys in the middle of doing what they're doing makes life a lot easier for all of them.
The injuries creating opportunities. You created opportunities in the bullpen tonight. How did you like what you saw from that foursome?
I liked it. I thought getting a chance to get Bandit in there to get him on some lefties, I thought was great. I felt that he did what he needed to do, going 1+. And then I just felt that, with his pitch count up the inning prior, I felt that we didn't want to create anything with Wong at the bottom of the order. So Henriquez coming in there did a nice job. He'll be available tomorrow. And then, Alex in the meat of the order really looked sharp again. And I think for me, it's, with Kirby's usage recently, I wanted to give him 2 days to sort of reset to get back tomorrow, which we did that. And I want to get Caspi back out there. And, I know it wasn't clean, but it was good to see some soft contact and him get through it. And I thought, given how his last outing was, he passed a big test, and that was good. That was good for him.
Alex, how valuable has he been, just considering, I know we've talked about the injuries, but just to have him as a really solid, super high leverage guy right now?
It's great. He's a guy that I feel that he trusts me in the sense of whatever role that we put him in. He's up to the task, gets lefties, righties out. He's done up downs. He's come into big spots to be the fireman. And just to kind of have a guy that's been through it, and to solidify some things that we've got going on in the pen has been big. But I think for Alex, it's just a lot of unselfishness, preparedness, and certainly the performance is there.
圧巻、大谷翔平、完璧な一打で勝利の口火、ヘルナンデス特大弾でレッドソックス粉砕、舞台は名門フェンウェイパーク、ロサンゼルス、ドジャース対ボストン、レッドソックスの熱戦が繰り広げられた。注目の対決で球場の興奮が最高潮に達する中、世界が熱視線を注ぐ、侍、大谷翔平が、またしても伝説の序章を刻んだ。試合序盤は緊迫の投手戦、先発のエメット、シーハンは序盤こそ制球に苦しんだものの、徐々に立て直し、5回2失点と粘り強くマウンドを守った。そのシーハンを援護したのが、3回表、ドジャース打線の主役、大谷翔平だ。ここぞという場面で打席に立つ大谷。その姿に全観客の視線が集まる。息を飲む緊張感の中、大谷は見逃さなかった。カウントを整え、甘く入ったストライクゾーンの球を瞬時に見極め鋭い打球を放った。放たれた8球は華麗な放物線を描き、センター前へと鮮やかに抜けていった。まさに、天才の一打。流れを引き寄せる価値あるシングルヒットでチャンスを拡大させるその姿は、まさに野球の神が降臨した瞬間だった。だが、この日のドラマは大家だけでは終わらなかった。チームをさらなる高みへ導いたのは、怪我からの復活を遂げた男、テオスカー・ヘルナンデスだ。試合後半、絶好のチャンスが訪れた8回表、相手投手の甘く浮いた渾身のストレートをヘルナンデスが完璧に捉えると、 瞬く間に打球は特大アーチとなり夜空へと消えていった。その一撃はボストンファンの歓声を一瞬で静寂へと変えた。ヘルナンデスのキャリア15本目となるフェンウェイパークでのホームランは、相手の士気を完全に打ち砕き、勝負を決定つける一打となった。彼の放った打球が描いた鮮烈な奇跡は、勝利を確信させる見事な美技として球史に刻まれた。そして、この勝利を確実にしたのが、ドジャース自慢の救援陣だった。ブルペンは4イニングを無失点。四球を一つも与えない鉄壁のリレーを見せた。特にベン・カスペリアスは生まれ故郷であるニューイングランドで初のセーブを記録し、歴史あるフェンウェイのマウンドで忘れられないキャリアの一歩を踏み出した。さらに、アレックス・レシアも完璧なピッチングで相手の強打者を翻弄し、頼もしさを見せつけた。まさに、勝利の方程式が完全復活した夜だった。こうしてレッドソックスを5対2で下したドジャースは、敵地で貴重な勝利を手に入れた。大谷翔平が勝利の口火を切り、ヘルナンデスの強烈な一発が勝負を決定づけ、鉄壁ブルペンが締めくくった。これこそ野球ファンが待ち望んだ完璧な試合運びである。次戦以降も大谷翔平とドジャースが描き出す野球史に残るドラマから、決して目を離してはならない。さらなる活躍を期待しつつ、ぜひ我々の次回のレポートをお楽しみに。